started preparing the day of. So when my time came to speak and the slides started rolling on ahead, I opened my mouth and I did this. So for my presentation, we will be talking about Thank you for listening. This has been our presentation. I was so ashamed afterwards. Not only did I completely embarrass myself, but I let my partner down and my teacher. And from this, I had a realization. I don't want to let myself down. All through middle school and into freshman year, that's exactly what I did. But I couldn't live like that anymore. I needed to make a change. That change came towards the end of 9th grade in the form of an AVID application. And so the real work of the journey began. I had been gone the day that all of the students heard about AVID, but when I came back, I was greeted by my current AVID teacher, Mrs. Shellhammer, with a warm smile and words of encouragement to apply, which I did, obviously, and by some miracle, I got in. A fact I was very surprised by, considering the only award I put down on my AVID application was a participation award in gym. It was signed by Obama, but let's be real, it was a stamp done by the secretary. But the important thing was that I got in. At first glance of the AVID description, I was hooked, because I knew that it was going to look amazing on my resume, and I might even get a scholarship out of it. However, 10th grade and my first year of AVID passed by, and I came to realize that AVID was exponentially more for me than just a good-looking resume. To the outside looking in, it was just this random class that no one knew about, except for the fact that we carried 4-inch binders around. From the inside, it is community that I know I could fall back on, that shaped me into the person I am here today with you all. For instance, the organization aspect. While I was already fairly organized before AVID, the 4-inch binder really kicked my coordination into high gear. Although what really stuck with me was the scheduling. Before, I used to go home without a clue of what my homework was or even what we did in class that day. I fumbled my way through school days and rewarded myself with overly long breaks for my very minimal accomplishments. Now I no longer fumble. I work with intention and an agenda. I can now walk into school confidently, another aspect that AVID instilled in me. After countless TRF speeches, I have found that I have a sort of self-assurance and composure that I most definitely lacked in the beginning of my journey. As I grow older, I gain more opportunity to wield those skills to my benefit. One of the last and probably most important aspects that shaped me was the amount of support I was given, both spoken and unspoken. Namely my AVID teacher, Mrs. Shellhammer, who has had faith in me from the beginning. With that support, in my first year of AVID, I went from being in on-course classes to joining all honors and being more involved in extracurriculars. I am here now in my junior year with all honors and AP classes. That is something I may not have done if I were not in AVID. We've now reached the pinnacle of my journey, a step that I and my fellow students are still taking, life after high school. While yes, that's what most of this class has always been about, being junior year, it's more important than ever. This part of the process has genuinely resonated with me because it has never been a matter of if I would attend college, but where. Swami Sivananda once said, "The harder the struggle, the more glorious the triumph." Self-realization demands very great struggle. While AVID has brought me so many changes within myself, I do still struggle. However, this is okay because it means I'm just that much closer to figuring out who I want to be. Thank you.